Kenshiro Teraji, known to fans as the Amazing Boy, was born on January 6, 1992, in Joyo, Kyoto, Japan. And from the beginning, his life was shaped by boxing, as his father Hisashi Teraji was also a professional fighter, and Kenshiro carried that legacy into his own career when he turned professional in August 2014, quickly making an impression with sharp technique, footwork, and precision punching that marked him as a standout in the light flyweight division. His rise was rapid as he claimed the Japanese national and OPBF titles within just 2 years of turning pro, and by 2017 he was ready for the world stage, capturing the WBC light flyweight world title in October of that year with a majority decision victory over former champion Pedro Guevara, a win that launched him into the elite tier of boxing. Over the next 4 years, he defended that title an impressive 8 times, beating tough opponents like Ganigan Lopez twice, Milan Melindo, Saul Juarez, and Tetsuya Hisada, proving himself as one of the most consistent champions in the lighter weight classes, admired for his technical mastery, quick reflexes, and ability to break down fighters round after round. But in September 2021, came a shocking upset when Masamichi Yabuki stopped Teraji in the 10th round, handing him the first loss of his career and stripping him of his title. Yet what defined Teraji's character was not the defeat, but the way he responded, coming back just 6 months later in March 2022 to avenge that loss in emphatic fashion by knocking Yabuki out in only 3 rounds, regaining his WBC title and proving his resilience, mental strength, and refusal to fade away after adversity. From there, he continued to build his reputation, unifying the division in 2022 by defeating Hiroto Kyoguchi in one of his finest performances, which elevated him from national hero to international star. Not content to remain at one weight, in October 2024, Teraji moved up to flyweight and captured the vacant WBC world title by stopping Christopher Rosales in the 11th round, showing that his style and power carried up well, and in March 2025 he went further by unifying the WBC and WBA flyweight belts against Seigo Yuriaki, stopping him in the final round in Tokyo in front of a roaring home crowd, solidifying himself as one of Japan's greatest modern fighters and one of the very few to hold unified titles in 2 weight divisions. His career by this point had spanned over a decade, with more than 25 professional victories, the majority by knockout, and only 1 loss. But the sport of boxing is unforgiving, and on July 30th, 2025, Teraji met Ricardo Sandoval in Yokohama in what was expected to be another successful defense. Yet in a dramatic fight, he was knocked down early, and despite rallying with skill and determination, he suffered a split decision loss, dropping his unified belts and taking the second defeat of his career. Now, with a professional record standing at 25 wins, 2 losses, and 16 knockouts, Teraji remains one of the most technically sound fighters in the lower divisions, known for his stiff jab, calculated movement, and intelligent counterpunching, and, though at 33 years old he may be past the absolute peak of his prime, he still has the ability, experience, and name value to command big fights, whether through a rematch with Sandoval, a defense against other top flyweights, or even a move up in weight for new challenges. His career story is one of perseverance, skill, and quiet dominance, beginning with a father's influence in Kyoto, blossoming into a run of world championships at light flyweight, experiencing the sting of defeat, coming back stronger to regain and unify titles, then climbing to a new division and conquering once again. And while his recent setback signals a new chapter, it does not close the book on a fighter who has consistently shown that he can adapt, improve, and rise to the occasion when the world doubts him, making Kenshiro Teraji not just a champion in terms of belts, but an enduring figure in Japanese boxing history, whose technical brilliance and fighting spirit will be remembered long after he hangs up the gloves, and whose remaining years in the sport still promise excitement, redemption opportunities, and perhaps one last run at glory before the final bell of his remarkable career. Ricardo Rafael Sandoval, born February 5, 1999 in Montclair, California, is a Mexican-American professional flyweight boxer whose journey from a teenager stepping into the ring for his debut in 2016 to an internationally recognized contender. In 2025 tells the story of determination, resilience, and steady rise through one of boxing's most competitive divisions. He turned professional at just 17, fighting Adalberto Solares on June 18, 2016, and winning convincingly, which set him on a path of consistent success as he rattled off 16 straight wins by 2019, 11 of them by knockout, showing that despite fighting at 112 pounds, he carried unusual power and finishing ability, something that made him a dangerous opponent early in his career. His breakout period began in 2020 when he stopped Raymond Tabugon, but it was June 2021 that put him on the world stage when he defeated Welshman Jay Harris, a former world title challenger, knocking him out in the 8th round of an IBF World Title Eliminator, an upset win that immediately established Sandoval as a legitimate contender with the skills and heart to challenge for a championship. Later that year, he faced veteran Carlos Buitrago and scored another stoppage victory, proving he could maintain momentum at the top level. But in July 2022, he suffered the first setback of his professional career, losing a close majority decision to Costa Rica's David Jimenez in a WBA title eliminator, a fight that many felt could have gone either way, yet one that revealed Sandoval's need to refine his defense and ring generalship. Refusing to be discouraged, he came back stronger, stopping Jerson Ortiz in 2023 inside 2 rounds, then boxing 10 disciplined rounds to outpoint Rocco Santamaro, before once again facing Buitrago in 2024 and stopping him in the 8th round, demonstrating growth, patience, and maturity. His signature victory came in July 2024 when he fought former WBO world champion Angel Acosta, known for his knockout power, and not only outboxed him but knocked him out in the 10th round, capturing the WBC silver flyweight title in the process, a victory that elevated him from promising prospect to elite contender. Under the Golden Boy Promotions banner, Sandoval's star power grew as he defended his silver title in February 2025 against Salido Henderson, winning a clear unanimous decision. And later that summer, he fought in Japan to expand his reputation internationally, cementing his place among the division's top fighters. Overall, Sandoval's record as of mid-2025 stands at 29 fights, with 27 wins, 18 by knockout, and only 2 losses, both by decision and never by stoppage, proving both his durability and ability to learn from setbacks. Stylistically, he is known for relentless but intelligent pressure, cutting off the ring, punishing the body, and finishing with sharp combinations, though he has also shown improved discipline and the capacity to box when necessary. At only 26 years old, Sandoval is entering his physical prime, and with minimal wear and tear compared to older fighters, he realistically has a decade left at a high level, meaning 10-15 more fights are still in his future, including potential world title shots. Given his current WBC silver champion status, he is already on the doorstep of a full world championship, and if he continues to improve, there is a strong chance that within the next 2 years he will capture a major belt. In sum, Sandoval's journey from Montclair gyms to global arenas embodies the classic boxing narrative of grit, ambition, and constant self-improvement. His record of 27-2 with 18 knockouts shows both consistency and punching power, and his future remains wide open, as Ricardo El Niño Sandoval has already proven he belongs among the world's elite and is only getting started.